Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're going to be doing Aesop Unchained, which means that we're going to be doing a number of stories from the Fables of Aesop. So I'm going to read the fable first, and then you're going to see the play, just as we will for all of the three little plays that we're going to do, so that you'll be familiar with the fable. The first play is The Mouse and the Raven. The lion, who was king of the forest, wanted to know what all his subjects were doing, so that he could control them better. So he sent Raven to fly around and observe all of his subjects. He would observe them and record everything that they did. One day, the raven decided to sit in a tree and observe what the mouse in the meadow did all day long. As he watched, he saw the meadow mouse gathering many twigs and stacking them in a large pile. Seemingly unsatisfied with his pile, he took down all the twigs and piled them up in another location. But that location didn't seem suitable either, so the mouse once again moved the twigs to a new location. This went on all day until the mouse was so exhausted that he fell over. The mouse was proud of himself, however, and told the raven that although he was very tired, he felt a sense of accomplishment for all the work he had done that day. But, said the raven, though you did work very hard, you didn't accomplish anything. The moral of the story is that just working too hard doesn't accomplish anything unless there's a plan or a goal. Here is our version of The Mouse and the Raven. Life. That's what it's supposed to do.
The Village Almanac, Jennifer Newport speaking. Could you speak a little slower so I can get it down? Lost, one Persian. Oh, you mean the cat, of course. In the vicinity of the municipal pier and cannery. Answers to the name of Abdullah Ben Pasha. Liberal reward, and your phone number, please? Yes, I have it all down. It'll be in this Friday's edition. Thank you for calling the Village Almanac. Bye.
I've gone over the past month carefully and checked out every advertiser for renewal.
Thank you, Connie. Oh, pick up that lost cat renewal. It's on the corner of my desk.
Abdullah Ben Pasha?
Seems kitty won't do these days.
Oh, I almost forgot. Mrs. Bradbury and Mrs. Pillsbury are coming over. They want to talk to you right away. Matter of life and death.
Sounds ominous. But if I know Miss Bradbury and Miss Pillsbury,
And you do.
a matter of life and death will be a bridge tournament, a luncheon for a poet nobody's ever heard of, or possibly a new fashion show they're arranging.
Oh, and the repairman has finished inside the replacements on the small press. You already checked. It's all there for your signature. Oh, what shall I tell the ladies?
Don't tell them anything. Let them tell us.
Ah, dear Miss Newport. How well you look.
Won't you sit down, ladies?
Thank you, my dear. We're exhausted. You wouldn't believe this morning.
Breakfast at the garden club. I'm chairperson of the wildflowers.
I was chairperson 2 years but I never felt secure in wildflowers.
Does take a bit of spunk.
No sooner did we finish with breakfast, and we had to run. Literally run to the library. I'm on the committee. Committee? Book reviewing.
Mrs. Bradbury gave you a review. I didn't know you were that interested in literature. When do you find the time?
Well, I didn't actually read the book. My time is so valuable. So I read the critics and opinions and quote from them. Wasn't that clever?
Extremely. My secretary said it was a matter of life and death.
No sooner did we finish at the library, we had to dash over to Monica Finch's for lunch in honor of a very major minor poet. What was his name, Mrs. Bradbury?
I don't remember.
Well, he was from someplace. Where was he from, Mrs. Bradbury?
I don't recall.
Some foreign place. Canada, I think?
About this matter of life and death?
Chocolates, Miss Newport.
None for me, thank you.
Miss Pillsbury.
Good heavens, no. My diet. I know a great deal about starvation. I eat so little myself. Don't I, Morgan?
I wish you wouldn't talk to that stuffed animal. The girls are beginning to talk.
Let them. Morgan was my little dog for years. Now that she's gone to her reward, I like to pretend she's still with me. Plus, it's an eccentricity, and eccentricities are quite chic.
Who told you that?
Ladies, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm extremely busy.
Miss Manola's outside.
Show her in, dear.
Yes, Connie, show her in.
Hurry.
She's much too serious.
Connie?
No, dear. Miss Manoyle.
She actually suggested that some of the girls become nurses' aides. You know, help at the hospital and that sort of thing.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
We thought so at first, but then we saw the uniforms.
No style, none at all. I wouldn't want to be on the newspaper wearing one of those sacks. No style, none at all.
There you are, late again. Parking is terrible.
My dear, no need to tell me. I'd walk if it weren't so unfashionable.
I'll get you a chair.
Thank you.
Can Miss Pillsbury help?
I'll manage. I think this suits you quite nicely.
I'd rather stand if you don't mind. I've been sitting all morning.
You have no idea how tiring our work is.
What work is that?
Oh, my dear, you just wouldn't know. The breakfast, lunches, dinners, teas, suppers, the bridge parties, the dances, the committees. Don't you agree, Miss Manoyle?
Oh, it's quite tiring, but sometimes I find it rather boring.
Bite your tongue, Mrs. Manoyle.
Naughty, naughty. Isn't she naughty, Morgan?
I only, but sometimes I find it a little restless.
A society leader is never restless. Her work is never boring. She leads in orders that others might follow. She is an inspiration to future generations. She is irreplaceable.
Bravo, Uncle! Bravo!
Thank you, my dear.
Don't you want to write that down?
It's unbelievable.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Do sit down, Miss Pillsbury.
To think I'm irreplaceable.
I didn't say you were irreplaceable. I said a society leader.
Then what am I?
One might say a woman who talks to stuffed dogs. But what would that prove?
Don't be impolite.
I am never impolite. Unintentionally.
In that case, I will sit down.
Ladies, I'm really very busy. If you'll just give me the important facts, the date, the time, the event.
We're not here for anything like that. No.
Then why are you here?
You tell her, Miss Manoyle.
Tell me what?
It's really rather silly. We're here because of a chance remark.
And